I think it is the COVID and the management of COVID, first of all, is probably the most persistently intense management experience of my life. You know, there's one thing that you say, okay, we've got to do this right if we want to make money. There's another thing when you say we got to do this right if we want to stay alive. There's a additional motivation there that is pretty profound. And it's been a growing, stressful and growing experience for me, which is part of what the entrepreneurial process does. It stresses your muscles, it creates that tension. And if you can manage it well, and if you're training right, you build bigger muscles. You don't pull or break muscles.
Exactly.
So COVID is doing that. It also is a metaphor for the highly, the rapid pace of change in society, and the rapid pace of change in all industries. And I don't think we won't maybe be at this pace, but we're not going to go back to a slower pace. There will be a continually increased number of variables in the way those variables change and interact. And COVID is the introduction to the era of rapid change and ambiguity. And so that is the field in which entrepreneurs most thrive. And so what we did in the COVID, when COVID first came, was to get everybody together and talk about what were going to be the guiding principles for our decision making. What is value creation in a college, at Babson College? What do we mean by value creation? And we came to a very quick decision that it was going to be health and safety of the community and academic continuity and excellence. And that every decision we made would be based on these principles of value creation. And that was such an important first step, because we could then say, okay, what are the variables we're dealing with? Infection rates, the need for PPE, ability to teach online, physical structures, communications. All of that became a matter of creating an inventory of understanding. What are the variables and how do they react? And how can we use those variables to fulfill our overarching principles, those guiding principles of health and safety of the community and academic continuity and excellence. And to this day, that remains the two guiding principles we have. We then said, what are the timelines and what is the management environment that we're in and will likely have to progress to? So it was not only where are we today, but where are we going with this, even though we're not exactly sure, but we know that time will keep pushing us forward. And we came, I'm a retailer at heart. If Planet Fitness, Jiffy Lube, I'm a retailer, so I like succinct phrases. And we talked about survive, because we don't know what this infection is going to do. And health and safety is the most important thing. We better make sure that we are really concentrating on survival. But if we get that right, we're going to have to then revive this organization. And we'll go from survive to revive, and we'll revive it for the purpose of thriving. So that became this sort of cute mantra, serious but cute mantra we had, that was survive, revive, and thrive. So what we have learned in this, and honestly, Jacob, my first sense was these were linear progressions. We'll survive, then we'll revive, then we'll thrive. And what I'm finding is that they're integrated progressions, that you have to survive, but then you weave in revival, and then you grow to survival, and they're all interwoven. So you're always thinking about, am I doing the right thing? Health and safety of the community, academic continuity. What am I learning from that? And how can I bring that into a new business model? Will that new business model create something really special? And what have we learned that can give us a competitive advantage and add excellence to what we're doing? So it's not just academic continuity, but it's excellence, and maybe superior business model will emerge from this. And you get the excitement about the aspiration, all this hard work and lost sleep and money that we're investing, all this pain we're going through is going to mean better education. And I think that is accelerated Babson's ability to deliver quality business education by 5 or 10 years.
Yep.
I think when we're starting to see a little bit of light with a vaccine. Thank you. So, we're feeling like let's build this knowledge into a model that says maybe we can have an impact. I like saying this, Jacob.
Yep.
I want to have an impact on higher education. I want to change business education. I want to revolutionize entrepreneurship education. So, and COVID has taught us so much about how entrepreneurship was a competitive advantage. I think it now is a required competency. Exactly. The entrepreneurial mind must deal with ambiguity and multiple variables and nonlinear progressions. And you have to make decisions and pivot quickly. And you have to learn from mistakes and grow from them very quickly. And you can't look back. You've got to be looking forward and racing ahead. You have to come together as a teamwork. You have to see an ecosystem, not just an organization. All of those lessons of entrepreneurship have been concentrated in the last year. And I think that gives us a competitive advantage.